sorry I'm late. I'm some minutes late. I was attending to something that came up impromptu. But we are here. Let me just adjust this. I'm sorry, there's a light at the back there. I hope it's not covering my face. So if you see me looking down, as usual during my lives, I look at the comments on my computer while I do the live on here. So, hey everyone, how are you? And we're going to be talking about Christmas abroad, Christmas away from home. Let me just get the comment section here active so that, you know, I am ready in case someone comes on. It's the Christmas season, guys. Today is the 17th. We are less than 10 days away. Ooh, let me switch this off. Okay. We are less than 10 days away from Christmas. How are you guys feeling? Are you excited? Are you ready? Do you have your Christmas trees up? Are you going to be having a Christmas tree up anyway? I have mine over there. I don't know if you guys like it. Usually I do reds, but this year I decided to just do some gold and white, and the kids loved it so much. They thought it was actually fantastic. So yeah. Oh my God, I hate that light over there. It's blocking. It's kind of covering half of my face. Should I close the window maybe? Yeah, let me do that. That's probably much better. Is it much better? Oh dear. I wanted to be in this spot because of the tree, but the light. Oof. Jeez. Okay. I don't know if that helps. Oof. Gosh, guys, sorry. The light. Damn, that light is terrible. Should we just... Okay, should we keep it here? Okay. This is better. This is better. That light was in my face. So, we are going to be talking about Christmas abroad. Christmas away from home. It's a bit strange for me to say away from home because Italy is actually my home. I feel like Italy is my home. I have a family here. I have my kids here. My kids are half Italian. So I'm Italian. I have an Italian passport, so I'm Italian. But you know what I mean, like home, back home where you are born and bred and, you know, where you've grown into these different traditions, Christmas traditions. I'm going to be telling you about those also. So yeah, I don't know if some of you live abroad and you can relate to what I'm going to be talking about, but I'll just give you a little background. I am Ugandan from East Africa, for those who didn't know, and I met an Italian guy 12 years ago, moved to Italy, and now I live in Italy. I've been living here for almost 10 years. Next year, it will be 10 years since I moved to Italy. So as you can imagine, I've kind of, you know, learned traditions from here. I'm immersed into the culture also because I live with an Italian. My husband's family is Italian, so which is also my family now. So obviously there are some things that I've adopted. But still, there are things that, you know, if you're born and raised in a certain type of way, there are things that stick. And I still have very fond memories of Christmas because it is my favorite holiday. And it was so precious back home. Christmas season was just so amazing, guys. Christmas season is the best holiday ever. The biggest, actually, for me. And so usually, like when I had just moved here, that the times I spent Christmas here, because some Christmases, some Christmases, I used to be back home, but some I spent them here. I'm going to tell you about my first Christmas here in Italy. And I always feel very nostalgic. I always feel like I like feel homesick because for me Christmas is to be with family, and here I have my family, but then I miss my other family, my extended family, my mom, my sisters, my brothers, my aunties, my cousins, and yeah, and particularly this year I'm feeling meh. Usually around this time of the year, like it's a week to Christmas, it's almost a week to Christmas. I take Christmas pictures, family pictures. We do like a mini photo shoot here in the house or somewhere out there. I have all these exciting things going on, but this year, honestly, I'm not feeling that Christmas vibe. I don't know what it is. I have the tree up at least, and we've already got our gifts ready. The kids are not supposed to hear that because Santa. But yeah, and so I wanted to just talk about living abroad and how it feels to celebrate these big days when you're away from home where you're born and bred, because at the end of the day, home is where the heart is. Home is not necessarily where you were born. Home can be anywhere you find that peace of heart, or where you find love, sometimes where for example, your family is your nuclear family. Now let me tell you about my first Christmas in Italy, just to tell you that experience. uh, my first Christmas in Italy was it was before my son is 8, so it was 8 years ago maybe, and it was very interesting for me. So we went to my husband's mother's, uh, no, what am I saying? My husband's mom comes from a certain area of Italy, and so we went to that area. My husband's mom is not alive anymore, but we were in where they come from. And there were cousins on both my husband's mom's side and also his dad, but he doesn't really have very many relatives on his dad's side. So basically, it was my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, and cousins, my husband's cousins and their kids. And it was interesting. So how Christmas works in Italy, not for every family, but for many families, how Christmas works in Italy is that you get together, have a lunch. Sometimes it's on the 24th, sometimes it's on the 25th. You have this big lunch that, guys, it goes on and on and on. You have to really prepare yourself for that food. I didn't know about that, so I didn't see it coming. So lunch started at 12 midday. Actually, we were there about 12:30, and we started with wine, of course. We had some wines. It was in this beautiful sort of countryside house, so it also had a big courtyard outside, and it was beautiful. And there were all these cousins. Now, obviously, I didn't speak Italian. I barely spoke Italian because I had just moved here. The first year I moved here, so I barely spoke anything. My husband has a few cousins who speak English, thank God. So I was seated next to them. And then also, it was cold, obviously. And we started to eat. So they brought the first course, which is the antipasto. Antipasto is like the appetizers, yeah? The appetizers themselves seemed like a meal on its own. So we got the appetizers, we ate, and talking, and it's usually just lots of talking and laughter and catching up, because most of the times people haven't seen each other for maybe the whole year, and so they are catching up, and what have you been up to, what has the other one been up to, and that kind of thing. Obviously, there was me, who is the new girl. So, okay, this new girl who is also different. So, oh, where is she from? Tell us about your place. It was really nice. It was really nice. It was actually the first time I formally met my husband's extended family. So it was great. The antipasti in Italian, which is appetizers. The appetizers are there, and then we're done with appetizers. I'm already halfway full. Then comes another course, which was mostly pastas. So usually the pasta is the first course in the Italian, on Italian meals, let's say. So yeah, so there was lots of different types of pasta. They moved around the table. After the pasta, there was another course, which was mostly meats, that moved around the table as well. Then there was another course which was also freshly cut meats as well. I don't remember, but it was lots of food, guys. We sat at that restaurant from midday 30 till 5:30 in the evening. I kid you not. And with each passing hour, I was asking my husband, "Is there more food coming?" Like with each new meal which with each new course that they brought, and the hours are going by, he's asking, "So, is there more food coming?" It was very interesting, I'm telling you. So that was my first Christmas, and after the meal, like after the main meals, there was the dessert. So in Italy, there's something called panettone. It's a very popular like dessert cake. It's a cake. It's like a cake, panettone, that is very it's for the Christmas season, that is very popular here. I love it. I love it so much. I'll eat lots of those even into January. So that was the first time I also saw that. I saw a very big panettone, like very big like this, brought to the table, this very huge cake, and then we got to cut it. It has little fruits inside, dried fruits like raisins, and it's wonderful. Just go and check panettone on Google. You'll see what I'm talking about. So that was my first Christmas in Italy. It was very interesting. It was very long, a very long lunch. But what happened is there was no music, there was no dancing. So I was like, is this it? Is the day over? Like Christmas, no dancing, no music, no nothing. So at about 6 p.m. maybe, we went home, and I couldn't eat like anything. I couldn't eat anything more than what I had already had. So I didn't even have dinner that day. I just, came back home and got onto the couch, put that food to rest. So after that, I started to think about Christmas back home, how it is, how we do it back home. And now I'm going to tell you about Christmas back home. So in Uganda, first of all, I'll tell you about Christmas back home when we were growing up, and then Christmas back home now as an adult, because it's different. It's really different. So when we were growing up, Christmas was the time where you got new clothes. We went to church very excited that day because we were going to show off our new clothes. Sometimes they were matching clothes. Sometimes it's that dress you've been asking to wear the whole year, and mom is like, "No, you're gonna wear it on Christmas Day." We got new shoes, new stuff. So it was very exciting to go to church and wake up that morning. What I remember though, we didn't have like a Christmas tree and all these gifts under the Christmas tree. We didn't have Santa. We didn't really have Santa, so we didn't have that part of the whole Christmas day. But we had new clothes, and then growing up in a middle class family, there were some meals that were saved for special days, or weekends, or once a week. And I remember one of those meals was chicken. So having chicken at home was a big deal. Having chicken and having as much chicken as you want. So if you didn't grow up in a middle class family, you may not understand this. You may not understand what's the big deal. I mean, especially out here, chicken is like so cheap and it's everywhere. So I know some of you will be like, "Chicken, really?" But yeah, really. So chicken was a big deal. And so on Christmas Day, we had lots of chicken. You could eat as much chicken as you want. And then I remember my mom and my aunties would spend like the whole evening before Christmas, like the 24th, preparing the ingredients and everything, shopping, going to the markets to shop the things that we're going to eat the next day. And then we would have sent out invitations to all our Muslim friends and family. So because they don't celebrate Christmas, on Christmas Day, that was the day when they come to our house to celebrate, to eat with us. So they were always looking forward to that. Kind of like we look forward to celebrating Eid in the homes of our Muslim friends and family. So that was another highlight of Christmas Day, inviting these guys and having them come home. What else? And then for us, Christmas went all day, like it was music. There's lots of sodas. That's another thing. So sodas were kind of a big deal as well. Don't ask me why. Probably because my mom didn't want us to have so much soda. So on that day, you could have as much soda as you want. And it was a party because sodas were also not at that time, they were not a cheap thing. They were sort of like a luxury, let's say that. So sodas were kind of a luxury. Chicken was kind of a luxury for once a week or only the weekend or days like this. So it was one of those days where you're gonna eat lots of food, the food that you always, asked for, and they told you, wait for the weekend, so those delicacies that are really nice. It was so exciting. The food was so good. I don't know why, but guys, food on Christmas Day tastes better. Period. It just tasted better. Food on Christmas Day tasted better. And then it took longer to get ready. So our Christmas lunches, my mom would tell like our cousins or friends or anyone who's been invited to our home to be there by like say 1 p.m. You know what time we had like the meal? 3 p.m., sometimes 4 p.m. So it wasn't even a lunch. It was like a lunch dinner kind of thing. So I remember that. And I remember we would like be waiting in so much anticipation, like where is the food? And we had to wait. But it was very exciting. So we'd wake up in the morning, go to church in our new clothes. And then also church was exciting. There was so much going on, the Christmas carols. Actually, the days leading up to Christmas were kind of same as here in Italy. Very exciting. People are shopping. People are moving back to the villages, like to their, their parents' houses or their grandparents. That's also another thing. So it was so exciting. And I remember after the lunch, the big lunch, so much food would remain that you would have over the next 2 days. I know we'd have it over the next 2 days. And it was always so exciting because then after there was lots of music. So they would play music, like very high volume music, and we would dance, and it was very nice. And I think that's why being away during Christmas for me is so, it's really emotional. It's very emotional for me because it brings back all these childhood memories. It was a very special time for us. So, the people used to also go out like after the meal and everything, dancing at home. Like the older siblings and cousins would go out to maybe the clubs, or maybe there would be a concert somewhere. And yeah, what else did we used to do on Christmas? That's about it. But it was very, very exciting. We would be on a food high like till the next day. So I guess for us, our Christmas gifts were that, the new dresses and, that exciting moment on Christmas Day. And now here in Italy, now that I have a family, so moving back, what I was telling you was when I was growing up. Now that we are older, sometimes we don't feel like cooking. Like if I'm back home in Uganda, we'll just eat out, maybe book out a restaurant and, just sit there, have our meals there, and then we're out. We don't feel like cooking anymore. But if my mom is there, because my mom lives abroad as well, if she's there, she'll probably say, no, let's stay home and cook. Or, now we've changed things up. It's not exactly the same as we used to do it back home. And for some reason, the families even become a little smaller. Like we don't get together as many as we used to back then for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, that's about it. Now here in Italy with my kids and my family, my nuclear family, we have our traditions. We've been taking Christmas pictures almost every year until this year that maybe I'll take them in the next few days, but I'm just not really in the mood. I'll probably take pictures of just the kids. I don't feel that energy, I just don't feel that energy, but let's see. But yeah, we do take pictures we dress up. Most times it's gonna be matchy stuff. Yeah, we are that family, thanks to me. We're gonna do matchy stuff, and then we'll take pictures, and then usually we celebrate on Christmas Day. So we put up our tree like at the beginning of the month, and then there is Santa. Santa comes in the day before Christmas and brings in the Christmas gifts, and then the 25th, on Christmas Day, we'll usually wake up in the morning. Oh my God, the look on my kids' faces when they wake up in the morning is out of this world. So they wake up in the morning, open the gifts, and then we'll move on to have a lunch either with my in-laws or just us. But no, it's usually with my in-laws. We usually do it together as a family. Hello, Linda from Czech Republic. Happy holidays. Thank you. Thank you, TF. Thank you. So, what did I want to actually share more about living abroad? Let me see. I had written down a few things here that I wanted to share. I wanted to share with you guys, yeah, what I miss and how it feels to be here. I feel like I'm missing out on that annual bonding with the family, and it makes me feel very homesick. So usually at this time of the year, when it gets colder and when I start to see the Christmas carols and all these things going on, I get into a mood, you know. I get into a mood, and I also wanted to share with you guys how you can cope with this, how you can cope with that feeling of missing home. I'm actually blessed and lucky that I have a family here, so I'm not alone. But there are people out there who are actually on their own, and they don't know how to celebrate Christmas alone. So I wanted to kind of share that with you, how you can deal with that, because I have friends who I have seen out here. Maybe they're out here to study or to, you know, whatever it is their purpose is for living abroad. One thing you can do is try to immerse yourself in that new culture. And this I can, even if I'm not alone, I can try to do. So for me, trying to hold on to these memories and what's happening back home where I am not is not helpful for me. And so what I do is try to create my own Christmas tradition. So wherever it is you are out there in the world, create your own Christmas tradition. It could be that on Christmas you travel to a new place, even on your own, or visit people in a new country, in a new town. I have a friend who spends most of her Christmas out in a new town, or she goes and visits friends in other towns, and she's never alone. She never feels alone. If you're the kind of person who feels like Christmas has to be spent with people, then join some people who already have a family, a big family going on. You know, obviously you have to be invited because maybe, you know, people want to do things also in their own nuclear families. But yeah, it's helpful usually to spend it with people. Don't go and sit down depressed alone and, you know, spend the whole day sulking. And then the other thing is Christmas movies. Christmas movies really bring on the mood. Now I'm going to tell you some of my best Christmas movies, and don't judge me, okay? One is Home Alone, and I mean Home Alone like the original one. You know what I'm talking about. That one, Home Alone is oh my God, it just brings back all the memories. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite Christmas movies. Yeah, it brings out my inner child. And then Love Actually. And I know how cliche that sounds, I know, but yeah, Love Actually is also one of my favorite Christmas movies. Which other one? Yeah, that's it. Home Alone, all of them, but mostly the first one, like the original one, and then Love Actually. Those are like my favorite ones. So yeah, go switch on the TV, tap into some nice Christmas movie, and, you know, enjoy the season that way. You know, you get into the mood. And then I also play a lot of Christmas carols. I play all the original Christmas carols. It helps me so much get into the mood. Actually, that's what I've been doing, because like I told you, this year I'm feeling a certain type of way about Christmas. I'm not feeling that energy that I want to feel, you know. But playing lots of Christmas carols actually excites me and brings on the mood. TF is saying it's not the easiest season living abroad, but great tips. It's not easy because you feel more lonely than you've ever felt. TF, could you tell me how you manage living abroad? If you are living abroad, how do you manage to, you know, bring on the mood and to take away that loneliness? Personally, I feel like if you live abroad, you should try to find activities. I think in every country, in most cities, you'll find activities for people who are abroad alone, who would like to celebrate. Oops, my camera moved. Who would like to celebrate Christmas with other people who are alone, just to make it easier. So I think before Christmas, like a few weeks before Christmas, you can try to look into that so that you see some people out there, just so that you don't spend Christmas alone. You see some people out there who would like to do this kind of thing with you. Actually, you could organize a Christmas for everyone who's alone. I think that's something that's very interesting. You're alone. There's someone out there who's going to be alone. There's so many groups on the internet, so many groups on these social media platforms. Go out there and find people who want to celebrate Christmas, or people who are alone, and do something together. Also have a good meal. Christmas is a lot also about food, what you're eating, and I think it's very important to have a good meal on Christmas. So take yourself to your favorite restaurant, order in some nice food if you're going to stay in the house, but have a good meal. Please have a good meal on Christmas Day. It's only fair. And a good meal doesn't equate to an expensive meal. A good meal could mean, you know what? I'm always trying to stay away from McDonald's because it's not good for me. Today on Christmas Day, I'm going to have a McDonald's. Yeah, I know it may sound a bit sad for some people, but you could decide that today I am having a McDonald's. To hell with everything else. So yeah, basically that's it, guys. So I came on here because I'm also doing Vlogmas. I have a video every single day. I am showing up here. I have a video. Go check out the videos that I posted earlier. Show them some support. But also stay tuned, because for the next week, we still have a week to Christmas. I'm going to be coming on here. I'll either be coming on here live to talk to you guys, but I'll also be posting YouTube shorts and, you know, just little clips. I'll be present on the internet, on YouTube every single day. If you're not following me on my Instagram, Linda Tina TV, you can find me on there. And yeah, I thought I could have more people online just to, to exchange a bit of ideas on Christmas abroad and what you do and how to feel less lonely and your first Christmas in the countries where you live. I really wanted to hear these stories, so please do leave them down in the comment section. Let's have a chit chat, you know. Let me see what TF is saying. Before the pandemic, I went home for 2 months, December, January. Now this year I have to sort out a few things during these months, so I will be going after February next year. Now we will be home as the little one got sick, so we are in quarantine for Christmas. Oh my God. That's the other thing. You know, we have this whole pandemic going on that's not letting us live life like we want to live. But you're so lucky that you get to go home. Where are you from? Oh, you actually used to go for 3 months? 2 months, is it? That is fantastic. My mom lives in Boston, and you know what she does? She says, you know what? I don't care about the money, which during Christmas season, they pay higher because you're working in the festive season. But my mom says, I don't care about the money. During the Christmas season, I go home. One, because it's cold, so it's really nice to be in the warm weather and, you know, have a reduced period of time in the cold season, in the winter. But also because she says for her, you know how people out here say a white Christmas is so beautiful? For her, that doesn't click. Christmas should be out in the sun, enjoying the beach or whatever. So she said, no, she's always going home. She usually goes home December, January, and comes back to goes back to the States, to Boston in February. So that is really nice. I'm so glad that you're going to do that. You're from Botswana. Oh, nice. Lovely. Oh, good. So I'm so happy that you get to go home. Usually, like before the pandemic, you get to go home every year. Before I started working and before my kids started primary, like my older son started primary school, my 2 kids are now both in primary school. We used to go home a lot often, but we used to go home after Christmas because it was only fair that we also spend Christmas with my husband here, which is what we're also doing this year. I'll be popping back home, but we spend Christmas with the family, with our family, just so that we have that tradition as well together, you know, create those memories together. The same memories I created with my family that my husband created with his family. I want to create those for my children. And so we always try to stay together during Christmas season. But there's been 2 Christmases, 2 years that we've spent Christmas back home in Uganda, and it was lovely. My kids were on cloud 9. They enjoyed it so much. And you know what? I've brought the same traditions of new clothes and new shoes to my kids. Actually, right now, after I finish shooting this video, I'm going out to the store to buy some clothes for my kids. because I just like buying them new clothes during the Christmas season and taking pictures in those clothes. Usually they don't even wear them again because they're very, Christmassy clothes, and they don't fit them the next year, and then the next year we need to buy new clothes. And yeah, those are some of the traditions that I've brought to my family. I love Christmas so much, guys. It's my favorite time of the year. But being abroad and not being with my family, my Ugandan family, makes me feel, really homesick most of the time. My mood usually this time of the year is meh, you know. And this particular year, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or it's because I haven't been home in a very long time. I feel especially, withdrawn, but we move. I'm going to try and create a good atmosphere in the house. And yeah, TF, thank you so much for joining the chat. You're keeping me active here. I love going there when it's cold here. You appreciate Africa more. Oh, yes. I'll tell you, the best holidays are the ones where it's cold here and you're back home in Africa. I used to always go to Uganda like December, January, before the kids went to school, because now we can't take them out of school for so long. And oh my God, those were the best holidays. Like I would see posts of people out here, the snow, the rain, and I'm like, I'm not about that life. So yeah, those are the best breaks actually. The best breaks are winter breaks in the hotter countries, i.e. home, Africa. You also break away from the funk of sadness in the cold weather. Oh yeah, you break away from that funk. Oh my God, I don't know what it is that with the winter blues, but they can really switch you from 100 to 0, like so bad. And when I had just moved abroad, I used to hear about winter blues, and I didn't believe it was a thing, like it was a real thing, until I don't know, maybe 4-ish years ago. I was like, oh my God, winter blues are real. Like the moment it gets cold, November, like mid-November, late November, the funk just dives in, just like that, It's crazy, man. So this is Francis. Hey, love. I love the channel. Help me and a friend settle a debate. Should a sandwich should a sandwich be squashed before being eaten? What kind of debate is that? Should I can't talk. Should a sandwich be squashed before being eaten? No. Like toast, bread, whatever it is you're putting inside the sandwich, bread on top, eat. Squashed in what sense? Anyway, that has nothing to do with Christmas. And it's been 30 minutes of this live. I don't want it to be too long. I mostly wanted people to tell me about how they deal with Christmas back home and how you celebrate Christmas in your countries where you came from and how you celebrate Christmas in the countries abroad where you're living. So please leave all that down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a Merry Christmas. We still have a few days, but yeah, I want you to start having a Merry Christmas right now, okay? I'll read the last comment. I met a family from Uganda in Vietnam and they went back there and love Uganda. Really got me to come visit with this new world. I hope to discover it one day. I hear it's a beautiful country. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but Uganda is amazing. It's beautiful. You're from Botswana, so I'm sure we have a lot in common because we are not so far apart as as African countries geographically. But Uganda is amazing. The people are amazing. If you love partying, the people are always high on life. And I think we really have a very respectful culture. We respect other people. We respect other cultures. And no, Ugandans are good people. Ugandans are good people. It's a beautiful country. We don't have the sea close by. We are a landlocked country, but we have Lake Victoria, which is the biggest lake in the world. So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Uganda is amazing. So I hope one day you get a chance to come and visit. And that will be the end of this live, guys. If you've joined the live while it's live, thank you so much, TF. Thank you so much for being here. And please do leave the comments and share with me. I'm so excited. You know what's funny? This video is actually getting me excited for Christmas. Weird, right? But yeah, this has actually got me a little excited for Christmas, talking about it and going back to Christmas back home, and also sharing my Christmas here abroad in Italy. It's you get a new appreciation of different cultures, because Christmas lunches in Italy are the bomb, and I'm looking forward to that this year. So thank you so much for joining, thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next one. Bye bye.